Hi guys, happy Sunday. Hope everybody had an awesome Sunday. And we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna start a new sort of series on my channel because as you all know, I went to conference over the weekend and something happened last night, something I saw, and I was like, I really can't stay quiet on this. I gotta tell everybody. So I'm gonna start a new series playlist. It's gonna be about my testimonies, and they're just gonna be updated as I see things. But I have two testimonies that I want to talk about right now, and one of them happened a couple of years ago. How old was that? 13 or 14? Something that happened that I told my parents, but I haven't told anybody else. And another thing happened last night. So I'm just gonna come on here and make this video, man, to let y'all know that God is very real. Okay, He is. And everybody else at the conference was saying their testimonies in front of everybody, like in front of a group of people, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna come make a video for sure, because this is easier for me. But okay, I got two stories. Plus, I want to tell y'all about this list that I made. Basically, before you go to conference, they said they want you to come expectant. Meaning, what do you expect God to do for you at conference? And I wrote down this list, and everything on this list happened except for two things. And I'm going to briefly go over that, and then I'm going to talk about my testimonies. So, let's get started, because, geez, I'm excited about this. I've never done a video like this before. Okay, so, testimony one. This happened maybe I was 13 or 14. I don't remember the exact age, but God did something for me. Basically, my bed was right here, right? Like where the dresser is and the heater. This is where my bed was. And I had to end up moving it because Fit Kid over there, his closet was where the head of my bed was. So he would literally be slamming his shoes against it's like, oh. So I ended up moving my bed back here. But anyways, my bed was right here next to the window. It was this really bad windstorm going on outside, okay? Like, it was blowing the trees everywhere. It was whistling. It sounded like a freaking tornado going on outside, right? And I was up. It was like maybe 2, 3 in the morning. It was early in the morning when I needed to be asleep. I'm not sure. I mean, I must have had school the next day because I was really like, oh my gosh, this freaking storm. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared. Okay, look, this is crazy. It needs to end, okay? It needs to end. So what did I do? I basically said a prayer. I was like, God, can you please end the storm? Because I'm tired. I got to get to sleep and it's scary. And what happened? Y'all, I kid you not. That storm literally died down instantly. And I was looking out my window like, did that storm really die down that fast? And I was waiting for it to kind of pick back up, get all scary again. And it did pick back up ever so slightly, but not to where it was. So literally, when I had prayed for God to stop that storm, it stopped instantly. And I went to sleep. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I told my parents about that recently, maybe this month sometime. But that's just something I kept to me. But I never forgot that happened. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was just so amazed. Then last night, another thing happened. Basically, I was at conference, as y'all know. And y'all probably saw a little bit in the vlogs, people were really worshiping, jumping up and down, running around the church. They got, demons and bad spirits expelled out of them, just falling over and just screaming and speaking in tongues and just stuff that I had never seen before. And I was like, okay, this is, okay, kind of crazy. Because usually, when people have spirits and they're like getting the spirits expelled out of them, they start acting a certain way. And I'm not used to looking at that, so I was like, okay, can we just settle that down? You're acting a little crazy there. Real talk, that's how I felt. I was like, you're acting a little crazy there, okay? And basically, it was during praise and worship. And there was this girl who was in front of me, worshiping, So basically, she had a spirit that, came out of her. And she fell over, and I was like, okay, another one. That's how it was, but this one was a little bit different. Because I actually saw the spirit come out of her. And it was literally for a split second. But it looked like a little white ghost, a little flame. It just came out and I was like this, I was like, did I really just see that? it came out and it was gone. I saw it for a second. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck did I just see? So I asked JR, I asked Roman, I asked Jocelyn. I was like, did y'all see that? And they hadn't saw it. Literally, I was the only one who saw that. And I was like, what does this mean? Okay? Now, before anybody says it, okay, no, it wasn't a glare on my glasses. It wasn't the light. It wasn't this, that, and the other. I'm not making excuses like that. That was a freaking spirit that came out that I viewed. And I'm never going to ever forget that. Just like the storm that died down instantly. I'm never ever going to forget that. That was just, wow. So, I know for sure that was a spirit. But the next thing I got to figure out is why God allowed me to see that. Because I was like, oh, because, you know, I don't remember asking him, like, you know, it's not written down on this list, I want to see a spirit and be expelled out of someone. So I was like, what was the point? What was the point? Okay? Like, Jocelyn said it's because I'm special. You know, he wants me to basically do this, evangelize a little more. So I was like, okay. Angelo said, it was because, what did he say? Basically, he wants me to know that he's real, like, different reasons. You know, I'm special. He wants me to evangelize more. He wants me to know that he's real and this stuff is real, like, different things. But either way, it was really amazing. So those are my testimonies. I was too shy to get up in front of people and say it, but I'm not shy to say it right here. So let's talk about my list before I wrap this video up. What I expect to get out of conference. What I wrote down was I expect to meet friends and other people with whom I will develop close, lifelong relationships with. Check. Okay, now as for close, lifelong relationships, maybe that'll happen if it's God's will, but I did for sure meet friends. Okay, I met 1, 2, 3. I met friends, okay? I met friends there, so check. I expect to break out of my introverted shell, parentheses, not too much, but just enough to have fun while I'm down there, close parentheses, check. Okay, I'm still an introvert, but I was able to break out of it a little bit to where I could worship, you know, a little bit better and, you know, meet people, so check. I expect to learn how to worship better. Here, something about that. Okay, so I have a friend, well, okay. Do y'all know that I'm sensitive? I have a sensitive nerve, okay? And sometimes when that sensitive nerve gets plucked, I will cry. It can get plucked in a good way, it can get plucked in a bad way. Basically, I have a friend, and he said something to me, and he didn't mean for it to come out like this. He didn't mean for me to take it like that. But it's just the way that I took it, because my sensitive nerve got plucked, okay? So basically, everybody's worshiping, doing this, and, you know, just basically worshiping in that sort of way. And I don't worship like that. I tend to just sit there and sort of, you know, kind of chill, be like this. Not that I'm not worshiping on the inside, but, you know, it's just I'm not doing all this. You know, I'm just not doing all that. So my friend, you know, he obviously wanted me to kind of raise my hands up a little more and do what everybody else was doing. And then he said, come on, give God the worship that he deserves. Sensitive nerve got plucked. And I took that completely out of context. And I was like, I took that as he said, you're not worshiping him right. And I was like, just because I'm not doing what everybody else is doing doesn't mean I'm not worshiping. And, you know, that nerve just got plucked and plucked and plucked. And I was like, okay, I'm going to cry. I need to go to the bathroom so I can cry. But it was a bunch of people who were worshiping. And I was like, I'm going to cry. And then my other friends were like looking over like, hey, Alexis, what's wrong? You know, the guy who offended me, you know, he was wondering what was wrong. And I was like, I'm going to cry. So I ended up running to the bathroom and I just sat there and I cried. Because basically, something that I wrote on my prayer list, well, not prayer list, what's this thing called? Expectations. I was like, I expect to learn how to worship better. So I took that as him saying I'm not doing it right. So that was offensive. So I basically went there and I cried and, you know, I had my moments and I was just praying. I was like, God, am I not doing something right? Like, am I not worshiping you right? Because literally everybody else was in there acting crazy. And here I am just standing there quiet. So I was like, am I not doing something right? Just send me some sort of sign that how I'm worshiping is okay. Was that sign the Spirit? We'll find out in due time. But basically, number 3 was answered because I can't remember the exact sermon, but it was a sermon on, you know, how to worship and, you know, that God does like, you know, quiet people and quiet time. So, you know, check. Number 4, I expect to learn how to look for a boyfriend, how to keep one, and how to know when you've sent the one. Basically, that was checked. That sort of got answered before I even got on a bus to go to conference, because the pastor was like, you know, this weekend, don't worry about your boyfriend and girlfriends. We gonna just focus on Christ. So I was like, okay, answered, check. I expect to learn how to pray better. That was checked. It was a sermon on how to pray. I expect to be able to attend one of the 6 a.m. faith clinics. Like, you know, some people would wake up at like 5:30 or 6 or something, you know, to go pray. So I wrote there that I wanted to do that, but, you know, God knows everything. So he was like, no, you're going to be going to sleep at like 2, 3, so that's not going to happen. So it didn't happen, but, you know, he knows. I expect to be able to survive Saturday's fast. In the words of Jocelyn, she said, if a fast isn't ordained by God, then, you know, you shouldn't fast. So I ended up not fasting on Saturday. I had some chips. I didn't eat a lot, but all I had was chips on Saturday, but still that wasn't not eating. So I'm guessing it wasn't ordained by God because I didn't fast. Maybe one day in the future when the time is right, I'll fast, but Saturday wasn't the day. And then finally, something else I wrote on my expectations. I want God to show me more miracles. They can be big or small. I just want more proof that God is real. So, was that the Spirit? Yes. Yes. I think he showed me the Spirit because of when I was crying in the bathroom about how to worship and a camera cut off. Okay, so, conference. Amazing. It was simply amazing. As y'all could see from the vlogs, you could probably tell that for a moment there, Saturday night, was it Saturday night? Friday night. You know, we were just sort of like, we don't want to be here anymore. Oh my gosh, conference. This is not what I expected. Kind of was a little bumpy there because we weren't used to it. But for the most part, I am really glad I went. And if you guys are in school and you have like a BCF or Christian club or some sort of, you know, organization like that, I encourage everybody to join. You know, and, you know, go to these conferences because it will really change your life. Like, I think I'm a changed person. I think there's going to be a change here. Because I just feel changed. It's like, you know, it was really good. It was really good. But that's basically what I wanted to come on here and say. Now I'm going to stop recording now because I just got home from conference. I literally set all my bags down and sat here and did this video. So I got some food to eat, some clothes to pack away. I know, fun. But okay, I'm gonna wrap this video on up right now. Gosh, my eyes irritated. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. Thumbs this video up, and I'll talk to y'all another day. Bye-bye.